Hello team, happy Tuesday. Hope everybody's having a good night. Tonight I had an event called Mama School, and I thought, I have all of this stuff out here and we have lots of new mamas on our team. So I wanted to just pop in our group and share a few of the things that I've learned for those people who are maybe just getting started using oils on their kiddos. Maybe you're a little nervous about dilution ratios or which oils to use, or even why you would want to use essential oils on your kiddos. So I thought I would just pop in on here and share in this little space a few of the things that we have learned. This kind of conversation is really important to me because while I got started using essential oils because of a personal health issue, probably one of my things that I'm most thankful for is having an arsenal of natural support and natural alternatives to help support my kiddos when they're not feeling well. I don't know, some of you guys have been following our journey. My family and I just moved to Georgia from Kansas. We have our third baby on the way in just a few weeks. And my youngest, Harper, just got sick a couple days ago for the first time in over a year. So we are fresh off the boat using all the things to help our kiddos stay well from a really natural point. So wanted to talk to you guys about, I've been using oils on both my girls for the last 5 years now. So we've had a lot of experience, but I don't keep everything up in my head. Something that I really recommend is getting a resource guide. We love this Gentle Babies book. It is all about using essential oils and natural remedies during pregnancy, during childbirth, and on infants and young children. And it's just a wealth of knowledge in here. It talks about dilution ratios. You can look up specific health issues that your kiddos are struggling with, whether it's teething, focus, fungal infections, coughing, all the things, allergies. It's in here and it gives you some really great instructions. So get you a guide like this. This one's from Amazon, but there are lots of good guides out there. So even though we've been using oils for over 6 years, I still reference this book all the time. So definitely get you a reference guide. Why is it important? Well, let's just go on. We'll go on and talk about the 3 ways that we are using essential oils for you guys. Because most of you, if you're already here, you know the why behind what we're doing here. There are toxins in our products. There are hidden things in our products, fragrances, dyes, all kinds of hidden chemical, not even hidden really. We can look at our labels now. And things that are impacting our health and our children's health long-term, their endocrine systems, their immune systems, their respiratory systems. So if you are here, congratulations, like you are taking huge steps for your family to support their bodies, not just now, but for generations to come. It's going to impact their health for generations to come. So that's why we're using oils here. We're choosing plants. But a few ways to use them. We can use them topically on our skin. We can use them aromatically, whether you inhale them from the bottle or put them in a diffuser. It's a great, safe way to use them on kiddos. And we can use them internally. Typically not a way that we use them with children, but we can talk about that. I love this quote from Jen O'Sullivan. She says, "They should be viewed as another wellness regimen upon which we embark. You don't brush your teeth or take a shower only when you feel like it. When you want results and overall wellness, you do something long-term and with deliberate dedication." So the things I'm going to talk about tonight are not just a one and done type thing. When I first got my starter kit, I put it on a shelf and pulled it out only when we didn't feel well. So if we had a headache, I got my kit out and I was like, oh, what do I do with this? And found some peppermint and maybe used it. And then, or if maybe I burned myself, then I pulled out my lavender. And while I had good experiences reactively, over time I realized that our oils are meant to be used proactively, preventively, and that's how we get our body systems at these higher wellness states. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. That's what we want to do for our kiddos, is to be putting oils on them every single day and to be getting good things in their bodies every single day so that they can stay at this higher state of wellness. Okay? So let's talk about dilution, because a lot of people get hung up with dilution. We are pro dilution on the Essential Haven Oil Generations community. We love diluting our oils for several reasons. First thing is safety, of course. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But there are other reasons too. Dilution helps to, we are a family on a budget. Most of you guys have a budget, and I love that our essential oils are so concentrated and powerful and the real deal that one drop goes a long way. So when you dilute your oils with something like a carrier oil, we love coconut oil, jojoba, sweet almond, grapeseed oil, lots of good choices out there. I tend to stay away from vegetable oil and olive oil because they tend to sit on your skin and they have a strong odor. But we love diluting our oils. It helps them stretch farther. It helps apply them to larger areas. And then of course, it helps make sure that we are really safe when we're applying oils with our kiddos. There's no hard and fast rule when you're diluting with kiddos, but we do have a chart that I can post here in the comments that's really helpful when you're just getting started and you're unsure. For example, let me pull that up. Diluting for babies and kids. So ages newborn to 6 months, we typically recommend 1 drop of essential oil to 30 drops of carrier. You're like, okay, how do I do that? Do I put 30 drops in my hand and every time I go to apply? No. So this is where having some other resources is going to come in handy. We love using these roller bottles. You can get these on Amazon. You can also put just like the roller fit mitts that come in your starter kit. You can put those on top of a bottle. And so you would put 1 drop of essential oil and 30 drops of carrier oil in your roller. And that's newborn to 6 months. And yes, we use oils on our itty bitties. You can. There are several that are really safe and gentle. Gentle babies will point you in the right direction. We can point you in the right direction. Ages 6 months to 2 years, typically 1 drop of essential oil to 8 to 10 drops of carrier oil. It goes up from there. Again, there are not hard and fast rules, but we do have a chart that can help you feel more confident as you're getting used to that. Let's see. I say this honestly just to ease your mind because I know fear has kept a lot of people from using oils on their kids, like just not understanding, not wanting to use too much or get something too hot or any of those kind of things. So I say this because I want to ease your mind. If you ever have a kiddo who maybe has a little bit of a skin reaction or is uncomfortable to an oil, maybe they say it's a little warm, all you need to do is add more carrier on top of that area. We don't want to add water because water just drives oil into skin, but add a little carrier and that's going to calm right down. And then you know for next time, okay, let's dilute that a little bit more. Some kids have more sensitive skin, so you can kind of judge based on that, but we've never had any issues here. The other thing is I recommend, I'm going to give you guys just a few of my recipes tonight. I'm not going to dive into everything that I would have shared in Mama School, but I want to share a few things that we've just been doing the last few days as we've been supporting our Harper girl. But one thing that I recommend is getting some of this stuff made up before you need it. So for example, neither of my kids have ever had an ear infection, but when Riley was first teething and getting a little cranky, I noticed that she was like messing with her ears one night, and my older sister had told me that pre-oils, when her kids would get teeth, that they always got ear infections. That was honestly like what she got into using oils for, is because her kiddos were always getting ear infections. And so I remember that. I made her up an ear roller, and I started putting it around her ears and down her neck. Our ear roller is just purification and lavender and coconut oil. And I started using that preventatively while she was teething. Now, the cool thing about this is you wouldn't want to do that with medicine. So we don't want to give medicine to our kiddos preventatively, right? Like we would only use that reactively. But with oils, you can use them as often as you like, and you can nip things in the bud before they ever happen. So that is what prevention looks like, right? And that is so cool. So that's just a little testimony. So one of the things that we always do for prevention is an immunity roller for the whole family. You can see this says H immunity. We have a 2-year-old and she's our youngest, and she has her own roller because we do put some more like gentle oils in her roller. We do Thieves, Frank, and Lemon, and we add Carrier to this, and she gets this on her spine or her feet every single day. And this just helps to boost her immune system as she's coming in contact with other things. So everyone in our family gets an immunity roller. You've got other great oils that you can add to those for older kids and adults would be oregano, Imu Power, Egyptian Gold, lots of good options there. If you have a teeny tiny, I love just using Frank, Lemon, and Lavender for all the things. You can message me if you have an itty bitty. I'll be making up baby boy a roller that has Frank, Lemon, and Lavender, and you can use that, honestly, guys, for immune support for them, for respiratory support, for skin issues. Like Frank and Lavender can cure all the things. Okay, so another thing that my kids like in the wellness arena that we do preventatively is a Thieves tea. And you can search the page and you're going to see lots of people who drink that. You're going to see lots of versions of that recipe. But for my kids, they beg for Thieves tea. They had it today. They've had it the last couple days. And we drink that a lot, like with our morning time. We typically have a morning time where we drink tea together and we read books and snuggle. And it's something that I can feel really good about because I know it's going to help their immune system. But ours is just warm water, a splash of apple cider vinegar, some raw local honey, which is great for seasonal allergies. And then I do a drop of lemon and Thieves. And I actually make up a little solution of honey and Thieves and lemon so it's diluted. And I put a little bit of that in their tea and they sip on that. And it's warm, it's cozy. It's a time for us to bond and connect and support their immune systems. So if you have a kiddo who likes to drink tea with you, you can definitely get that wellness tea out for you or them. Okay. A couple of other things that are so great. So funny story. I told you that my 2.5-year-old just is getting over some sickness. She ran a fever a couple nights ago, and for the first time in like a year and a half. And we found out that when we got to our new house, I filled up all of my glass soap pump bottles. Like we had been using the Thieves and Luscious Lemon, kind of like med-grade plastic pump bottles that are really easy to pump. But I have these pretty soap bottles, and I filled them up with our refill stuff. Come to find out, my 2.5-year-old could not pump them. And so for a hot minute, she had not been washing her hands with soap. Wah wah. So who knows if that's why that happened, but that leads me to a few products that we really love to keep around here and travel with. And that's the Thieves Spray, the hand sanitizer, and the new product, if you guys haven't tried this yet, the Thieves Wipes are so good. We've been wiping down phones with these. They cleanse hands and get rid of all the germs. So all of this has a little bit of like alcohol content too, so it's sanitizing. You can wipe down grocery carts. If you're out to eat, you can spray their little hands. We got these little critter things. My kids want to put them on their backpack, take them to school. So those are really good to keep on hand for sure. Let's see. So my daughter had a little cough with this fever, a little sore throat, and we used to always make up our own chest rub. You can do that for sure with products in your kit. Raven, Lemon, Frankincense, Peace and Calming, all of those are really great respiratory supporting oils. And you can do that by getting a little jar like this, adding some coconut. I like to use the, Alexa said she used the Thieves Wipes at dinner the other night. They're so great, right? And thick, they go a long way. So I'm like, let's wipe down all the things with one wipe. But if you're making up your chest rub, I like to use the coconut oil that can get solid. It gives it a little bit better consistency. And so we do some coconut oil. You could add some RC in there, some Frank, some lemon, and then you've got a chest rub already made up on their chest, on their back. So that if something does come up, you're not scrambling trying to put something together in the heat of the moment. You're like, yep, I got my chest rub. Here it is. It's ready to go. So you can do that. But I am all about a pre-made product that works. I'm not really a huge DIY girl. If you see me DIYing, it's because it's super easy. We love this Thieves Chest Rub, and it works so well. My little girl can put it on herself, and she actually enjoys doing it. It's got a great applicator right here. She actually squeezed a little too much out tonight, but it's got a little applicator, and we just squeeze it and rub it on the chest and the back. And this works so well, you guys. We love this product. The other thing I really like to do for coughs is making up like a sore throat soother, like a cough syrup. And this is just like 4 ounces of honey, an ounce of filtered water, and putting the filtered water in there gives that honey, it makes it in a more palatable way to take it. Like if you were to just do a spoonful of honey, it's kind of hard to make that palatable, but the water makes it more of like a syrup. And then we added a drop of frankincense, copaiba, thieves, and lemon to this. And my oldest needs cough syrup right now too, because she's like, it tastes so good, Mama. But Harper's like, Mama, that feels good on my throat. So it just makes you feel so good knowing that you're putting something good in their body. Because if you look at cough syrups on the market, a lot of them have dyes and sugars and just things that they don't need, especially when they're sick, right? So get you some of this sore throat soother made up. You'll love it. Let's see what else. We used cough drop stuff. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about are supplements that you can use preventatively, and then you can amp up whenever your kids aren't feeling well. So we all drink Ningxia Red around here. You should have 2 like sample packets in your starter kit. You can put those in the fridge. But my kids get Ningxia Red. They love it. And this is all about, you might say, why am I giving my children supplements, or why am I taking supplements? Well, let's be honest, for sure our kids are not eating all the nutrients that they should be eating on a daily basis. And even if your kids eat really well, our food is just not nutrient dense as it used to be. Soil is not as good, all the things. So adding supplements to their diets, just make sure that you are filling in any nutrient gaps, and you're just putting in whole foods into their diet. So we love that with Ningxia Red, really good. And then the other 2 things they always take are their Mighty Vites vitamins. They get 1 of those each, and then they split a packet of Mighty Pro at night. We had really, while we were traveling, had gotten lax on this, but Mighty Pro is a probiotic that really helps to put in, it's a pre and probiotic, helps put good bacteria into their gut and counteract that bad bacteria that can happen just from things like eating processed food, not sleeping well, eating sugars, all that kind of stuff. So supplement your kiddos and then amp that up when they're not feeling well. We've been giving them extra Super C. This is in a little chewable tablet, and so I just bite those in half and give those to the girls. Okay, she also had a fever. So how do we feel about fevers here, you guys? Tell me. How are you about fevers? And fevers make us nervous, right? Like, sorry, y'all, shaking the whole table. Fevers make us nervous, and rightfully so. It's so hard when you lean over and your baby is burning up and you're just unsure, and it feels really scary. But fevers are our body's natural response to fighting off intruders, right? By releasing heat. So our bodies have this amazing way fighting off intruders by releasing heat. And it's part of the natural healing process. Oils can bring them comfort during that. So if we are quick to just completely make a fever go away, sometimes they're not getting the opportunity for their body to release some of the things that they need to do while they're fighting off infection or whatever it is. Now, I say all of this with, do not substitute oils for medical intervention if that is necessary. If you have a really high fever, please look up those regulations. If your child is lethargic, not responding, please seek medical attention. That is not what I'm recommending here. But I'm telling you that fevers are not a bad thing. They're scary. They're scary and so hard on our mama hearts. But they are not always a bad thing. It's our body's natural response to fighting off those intruders. So we can use our oils to help lower those fevers so they're not so high and scary. and to help bring our kiddos comfort. And lavender and peppermint are two of my favorite for that. So I layered lavender and peppermint in her belly button and on the bottoms of her feet with some coconut oil. And you can do that multiple times. So oils metabolize in our bodies every 2 to 3 hours. So every few hours, we were putting lavender and peppermint on her feet and on her belly button. And you could really sense a response and change in her body and just a calm down in her body whenever we would apply these. So I am big fans of using these as natural fever reducers. So tell me what you think. Yeah, you haven't used them for a fever yet. So okay, now you know, and maybe you can let us know if that works for you guys in the future. Okay, I have so many more things that I could share with you guys, but I just wanted to give you a couple of tips as you're starting to use your oils with your itty bitties, and just provide a forum, a space, if you are watching the replay for this, to say like, this is what I'm nervous about, or maybe you want to know more about focus, or about tummy troubles, or about cleaning naturally around your kiddos, or about sleeping well. So many things. Growth spurt balm, creating a natural first aid kit. We have done all the things, and so I'd love to help hold your hand and be your mama friend that helps you feel really confident having natural tools to take your kiddos to a really great wellness state. It's empowering for you. It's empowering for them. Like seeing my 2.5-year-old these last couple of days ask for things that she knew her body needed and respond to them and understand how she was responding to them is so cool to see, because I know she's going to carry that knowledge with her when she becomes a mama one day. Like I know that like what I'm doing now for my kiddos is equipping them to care for their kiddos in their own bodies in really natural and healthy ways. So I'm here to help you guys do that well. Please reach out if you ever need anything. You can private message me. You can respond here. But small steps are incredible steps. So way to go, mama, for being here. And you guys have a good night.